coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
Protests in Texas today sparked conversation, all in response to tents being set up to house children separated from their families at the border. Good evening, I'm Blake Salmon.
I'm Emily Spain. Hundreds gathered in southwest Texas for the march. U.S. Representative Beto O'Rourke, who serves the El Paso region, helped organize the event. The Democrat has spoken out about the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy before. The policy has reportedly separated nearly 2,000 children from their parents since April.
Those who are in the most desperate circumstances, at their most vulnerable, asking for our help, our shelter, our asylum. And that's the story of America for 230 years. I want to make sure it's the story of America going forward, that we are there for the people of the world when they have nowhere else to go.
People traveled from across the country to support the representative's claim that the policy is, quote, inhumane. At least 5 people were killed in South Texas today after an SUV crashed while being chased by Border Patrol and a local deputy. Dimmitt County Sheriff says the vehicle was carrying undocumented immigrants. He says Border Patrol started the chase and Dimmitt County deputy then took over. 12 people were ejected, according to the sheriff. At least 5 people died.
Several members of Congress performed a surprise inspection of an ICE detention center on Sunday. Democrats representing New York and New Jersey came to protest the Trump administration's zero-tolerance immigration policy. All Democratic members who stood in solidarity on Sunday vowed to fight policy that separates children from their families.
They came to this country in search of the protection and the refuge that the proud inscription on the Statue of Liberty promises to those fleeing terror. But instead, they are being welcomed by more terror. What can be more terrifying than having your 7-year-old taken out of your arms, and more cruelty?
NBC News reports Attorney General Jeff Sessions mandated the policy to separate children from their parents.
The U.S. Border Patrol's Rio Grande Valley Sector Chief spoke at a news conference discussing the zero-tolerance policy Sunday. Chief Manuel Padilla, Jr. spoke to news media about how the zero-tolerance policy impacts the Rio Grande Valley. He also provided statistics on the current trends and issues at the border. After the news conference, the media was provided with a walkthrough of the centralized processing center.
By law, nobody can be in this facility for 72 hours or more than 72 hours. This is not a detention facility. It's truly a processing and transition facility to the ERO facilities or HHS facilities that are long-term.
And again, around 2,000 children have been reportedly separated from their families in the last 6 weeks. In a statement from First Lady Melania Trump's spokeswoman, it says, quote, Mrs. Trump hates to see children separated from their families and hopes both sides of the aisle can finally come together to achieve successful immigration reform. She believes we need to be a country that follows all laws, but also a country that governs with heart.
Startling video from the scene of a shooting in New Jersey shows chaos as festival goers took cover. Warning, this video may be difficult to watch. In the video, you can see people take cover, huddling behind cars as police respond to the shooting. The shooting took place just before 3 this morning. At least 1 person is dead and 20 people suffered gunshot injuries and are being treated at local hospitals. 4 of those injured are in critical condition. Police say 1 person was killed was the suspected shooter. Another suspected shooter is in police custody.
All shootings, whether large or small, are a crisis. It's a fact that our cities as well as our suburbs throughout America are experiencing an increase in public shootings and public unrest such as this. This isn't just a random act of violence. This is a public health issue.
Authorities said around 1,000 people were in the area when the shooting started. Today marks 3 years since the shooting at Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston that killed 9 people. The congregation plans to host several events throughout the week to commemorate the anniversary and to honor those who lost their lives. The tributes began with a special church service this morning, and the week will end with a special morning grace service. The shooter, Dylan Roof, was formally sentenced to death last year.
Denver Pride Fest kicked off this weekend, and the 2 men who were denied a wedding cake are leading the parade that means so much to them. David Mullins and Charlie Craig will lead the Pride Fest parade as the Grand Marshals. They're the couple who went to Supreme Court after suing Masterpiece Cake Shop in Lakewood when the baker wouldn't make them a cake. Ultimately, the court ruled in the favor of the cake shop. The theme of this year's Pride Fest is Say It Loud, Say It Proud.
We are Grand Marshals of Pride this year, which is an incredible honor. You know, we feel kind of like we get to be prom kings.
The first LGBT Pride celebration in Denver took place in 1975. A man dressed as a drag queen says he was viciously beaten in San Francisco during Pride Month. Tim Tate, who is a popular drag queen named Ginger Snap, says he was walking home from the bar when someone attacked him. He says he wasn't robbed, but still ended up with 6 stitches in his head and bruises all over his body. He believes whoever assaulted him targeted him because he had just come out of a gay bar.
It was more of a hate crime, and I'm calling it a gay crime because he knows it's a gay bar. And the fact that he didn't take anything, I feel like he just wanted to hurt somebody.
Tate says he is talking about the assault because he wants people to be aware.
Walmart lost some big money after a 23-year-old made a fraudulent return in Arizona. Police arrested the man for purchasing computers at Walmart, allegedly removing important parts and then returning computers for a full refund. Thomas Frudiker was taken into police custody on Wednesday, and investigators learned this wasn't the first time. He's allegedly pulled the same trick at more than 1,000 Walmarts across the country. In the process, Walmart lost $1.3 million. Heavy rains and flash flooding has caused massive damage in Michigan. Heavy rain has washed out roads and flooded basements in Houghton County. Numerous roads are impassable. There have been more than 60 reports of sinkholes and washouts. The National Weather Service says the rain started shortly after midnight, and in a matter of hours, over 6 inches of rain fell.
Here in our area, we do have an excessive heat advisory in effect. That's going to last until the early hours of Tuesday morning. We also have a cool down on our way, as well as some rain chances. I'll detail that up coming up shortly.
And after the break, a new law on meat regulation in Missouri is getting some beef. We'll be right back after this.
Explore, share, enjoy, and still be back for this. Columbia Regional Airport offers nonstop flights to major hubs including Chicago, Dallas, and Denver. There sooner, home faster.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with 11% off everything. Thompson's Water Seal Total is an all-in-one stain and sealer that gives lasting protection to exterior wood surfaces. $20.44 a gallon after 11% off. Fast-setting, high-strength concrete mix sets up 90% faster than standard concrete. A 50-pound bag is just $3.55 after 11% off. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This inventory is not your typical selection from a dealership. This inventory is at Joe Mockins Ford. While other places may have 20 or 30 trucks, Joe Mockins Ford has over 500 F-Series trucks on the ground. That means you want a black one? Done. Red? No problem. How about silver or blue? Yes and yes. Better prices, better service, and way more inventory. Mockins knows Ford. Columbia, Jefferson City, and JoeMockinsFord.com.
Meet Tom. He's up at 5:30 every morning, driven the same truck for 22 years. Thursday nights, cards with the guys. He usually loses. That's okay. But hip pain has totally changed his routine. That's why he came to us, because we offer more solutions for hip and knee pain than anyone, which means his treatment is customized. And Tom knows there's nothing routine about that.
Do the 4th of July right with fireworks from Spirit of 76. Join us at the grand opening of Mid-Missouri's largest fireworks tent on June 21st at 4 p.m. Be one of the first 50 people and receive a free item with purchase. Get free fireworks all season long with your purchase of $50 or more. Come out Saturday, June 23rd for Family Night and fireworks demonstration. Located off I-70 at Midway, exit 121. Spirit of 76 for all your firework needs.
Columbia Regional Airport now offers flights to Denver with free parking and short lines. Whether Colorado is your final destination or a stop on the way, fly COU. Columbia Regional Airport. Let's go.
Never be surprised by the weather. Download the free KOMU8 Weather and Traffic app. Brought to you by Central Bank of Boone County.
Welcome back. A new bill regulates what can be called meat after a clash between farmers and the growing vegan industry. While some people think it protects consumers, others believe it puts extra regulations on competition. KOMU8's Lindsay Wilkerson shows us why there is beef between the two sides.
Look anywhere in Missouri and you'll probably stumble upon some livestock. Thousands of cattle farmers make their living in Missouri, and under a new law, only meat from livestock like these cows can truly be considered meat. Hidden in the pages is Senate Bill 627. The General Assembly prohibited plant-based protein from being labeled as meat. Greg Buckman, the president of the Missouri Cattlemen's Association, says this change was made to protect the consumer.
And if they get where they can call this laboratory-produced protein source meat, steak, hamburger, whatever, then that's going to mislead the consumer thinking they're actually eating something I raised here on the farm.
Beyond Meat is a company based out of Columbia, and they use pea proteins to create their sort of meat. I spoke with the CEO, and he said he was surprised that the General Assembly had passed the bill.
We're using Missouri-grown technology, and yet the one state in our union that's taking this stance is the very one that not only helped create it, but is benefiting the most from an economic perspective from it.
It's not clear if the bill will really be enforced or regulated. Brown said he thinks consumers will continue to call plant-based protein meat. But Buckman hopes the bill will make consumers question what they're buying at the grocery store. Lindsay Wilkerson, KOMU 8 News, Hallsville.
Lawmakers passed the bill in May just before the close of the regular session. Governor Greitens signed it into law on his last day in office. Brown says he is not concerned about making any changes to Beyond Meat.
The Columbia City Council will discuss the findings of the 2017 community survey during their meeting Monday. The survey found 74% said they were satisfied with the overall quality of life in Columbia. It also found 73% were satisfied with the overall quality of city services. Now, residents said they feel the same way about things so far in 2018.
I think City of Columbia is doing great. I love how they're doing construction on the roads because there have been parts and places where they need a replacement on certain asphalt, and they're doing good on spreading the roads better too. Doing really good at it.
The survey also found Columbia ranks 15% higher than the Missouri-Kansas customer service satisfaction average and 21% higher than the national average.
Horses and their riders showed off in Rocheport today to raise some money. Sunny Oak Farms provides horse riding lessons for people of all ages with disabilities. The horse show is a fun competition for those who are participating in the event, but Sunny Oak's owner says it has other benefits for the young riders.
None of these people here are sitting in front of their computer in the air conditioning right now. They're kind of doing something real with an animal in there. You have to work hard and get hot and get dirty and get tired and get frustrated, and it's kind of a great prep for life because life isn't that easy.
Sunny Oaks has a horse show every June and September, with proceeds always going to their therapeutic rides and summer riding camps.
With plenty of sunshine tomorrow, our SunSense numbers will reach a 10 on a scale of 1 to 11. This is brought to you by the Despain Casey Dermatology Center and Medical Spa. After the break, I will have your full forecast.
College World Series, World Cup, U.S. Open, and more. A busy day in sports, and we've got it all later on Sports Extra.
Two bulls were fighting. Bam, hit the truck.
I could feel the barbed wire just digging into the paint.
Another ding, another scratch. It'll just be another chapter in the story.
Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road. Get 18% of MSRP cash back on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT pickups when you finance with GM Financial. That's $9,000 on this Silverado All-Star. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Kids ask all kinds of questions.
Hey, Mom, what's gluten? What does a pterodactyl sound like?
But where does it go when we flush?
Was it deductible?
Let's ask your mom about that.
Why do we have eyebrows?
Throughout their lives, our kids look to us for the answers. From the absurd to the complex and the embarrassing, we teach our kids all kinds of things. Isn't it time to talk to them about drinking and driving?
Get continuous coverage 24/7 on Twitter and Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at KOMU News and on Facebook.com/KOMU8.
There are friends, neighbors, even our children, victims of the opioid abuse epidemic in Missouri, claiming lives, costing billions. Attorney General Josh Hawley is fighting for solutions, taking on opioid manufacturers in court, and leading a coalition of state attorneys general demanding legislation to crack down on illicit opioid sales. To protect your family, urge Josh Hawley to keep up the fight so opioid manufacturers do what's right. Help end the opioid abuse epidemic.
Paying too much for glasses is just wrong. Check out the Right Sale at iMart Express and get a complete pair for $20. That's right, one pair for $20. Need progressives? Two pairs start at just $76.92. Check out the Right Sale at iMart Express.
In my state of Oklahoma, since it's become a right-to-work state, we've lost tens of thousands of jobs, and wages have gone down. I lost my job of 36 years.
Census Bureau and U.S. Department of Labor reports show that in right-to-work states, families make over $8,700 less per year, but CEOs make 361 times the average worker.
Prop A in Missouri is not what they're trying to sell you.
The KOMU Wait Weather and Traffic app keeps you prepared before weather changes with custom forecasts and weather alerts for your specific location, interactive radar, live traffic, and road conditions. A powerful tool bringing you weather coverage you can count on.
The First Alert Weather Cam is brought to you by the law firm of Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nettemeyer. We will fight for you.
Welcome back to KOMU 8 News at 10. It was a very warm and toasty start to the morning. We're about 13 degrees above average to start the day for this time of year. And with that humidity factoring in, feeling even warmer. Plenty of the sunshine throughout the day helped our temperatures warm up even further into the mid-90s. It was a toasty one, and that has been the trend. But the good news is that trend is about to come to the end soon, but we still have a heat advisory in effect for our area. This is going to last until Tuesday morning and will expire in the early hours at 1 a.m. But if you're going to be out the door until then, it is still going to be very toasty. You can see we're kind of trapped in this heat bubble here on the eastern central half of the country. But if you look out west, cooler temperatures are to come. Those are going to start to move our way over the next couple of days and give us some relief from these very much above average temperatures that we have been seeing for quite some time now. We do have one more warm day ahead, 95 degrees for tomorrow, very similar to what we saw today. But we do drop to 90 for Tuesday, starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. Tuesday and Wednesday also bring chances for some rain showers and maybe even a couple of thunderstorms as well. These rain showers are really going to help cool off our temperatures, and we'll be back near seasonal temperatures for both Thursday and for Friday at 84 degrees, spot on with our average high temperature for this time of year. And Thursday is the official start of summer, so seasonal temperatures just in time for that. On our satellite and radar out the door this evening, we do have some patchy cloud cover, but we are seeing mostly clear skies. Looking at the bigger picture, we do have active weather that's out to our west right now. That's associated with the low pressure system sitting off of Colorado. That's going to move into our area over the upcoming days and give us the chance for some rain on both Tuesday and on Wednesday, which is much needed. We're about 2 inches behind on our rainfall totals for the month right now. Now, detailing this out with precipcast, by tomorrow afternoon, we could see a couple of spotted showers, but the main event, like I mentioned, is going to be Tuesday and on Wednesday. So fast forwarding to that, you can expect mostly clear skies overnight Monday into Tuesday. Tuesday during the day, you can expect plenty of sunshine, but that cloud cover is going to start to increase by the afternoon hours. And by the evening is when we could see some of these rain showers and even some thunderstorms, especially to the north of I-70. This is going to be a system that's going to move into our area from the north. Now, the same sort of thing is going to happen for Wednesday. Going to start out with more clear conditions, more cloud cover on Wednesday than we're going to see on Tuesday. But that rain is mainly going to be an afternoon event. Yet again, this rain is going to kind of come in two waves, one on Tuesday afternoon and one on Wednesday afternoon, which is good for us as we do need rainfall. Moving back into tonight, it was a muggy and humid day. That humidity is going to continue into the overnight hours. 76 degrees will be our low with those southerly winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not feeling super comfortable out the door tonight. And for tomorrow, we're going to be seeing a very similar day to what we saw today. 95 degrees is our high temperature, but it's going to be feeling closer to 105 degrees. So if you're going to be out the door, make sure you're staying hydrated, finding shade if you need to, just generally taking care of yourself. The good news, like I mentioned, relief is on the way. We do rebound to more seasonal temperatures for both Thursday and for Friday, but this relief is only temporary. If you look into next weekend already, we're expecting temperatures to rebound back into the 90s. It's going to be warm and above average yet again. And with all of this heat and humidity, make sure to donate to KOMU's fan club. You can donate a new or gently used fan to the Lowe's in Columbia or the Westlake Hardware in Jefferson City and in Fulton.
All right, Megan, thank you very much. And speaking of those hot temperatures, the heat has safety officials advising people to take extra precautions when dealing with heat-related illnesses. If you or someone you know are showing symptoms of nausea and mild confusion after being in the heat, it's time to head inside. Both are signs of heat exhaustion. After you get to a cool area, drink cold liquids every 15 minutes. But Columbia Fire Department's assistant chief says you'll want to respond differently if it's heat stroke.
If someone is experiencing heat stroke, that's extreme irritability or hallucinations, seizures, unconsciousness, then you want to call 911 and get them in a cool place. Don't give them anything to drink and wait until emergency services arrive.
Frazier advised against giving water to anyone throwing up because of heat-related illness. Officials say to save going out for the early morning or later in the evening. A long voyage is over after over 600 migrants find a new place to call home, rather. That's after the break. But first, here's a look at your lottery numbers. Good luck.
Coming up Monday on KOMU 8 News Today.
Just a week or so after KOPN Radio attempted and likely succeeded in breaking a world record,
Willard, Missouri is looking to break a record of its own. A look at the record that was owned by Berlin, Germany, maybe not much longer, though.
We could finally have some rain chances in that forecast. We'll preview the 8-day.
Great days begin with great mornings. KOMU 8 News Today. Weekdays 4:30 to 7 a.m.
To all the brave individuals who look out for us, your Quality Ford dealers are looking out for you at the All-American Sales Event. Save on the 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing and payload and powerful fuel-efficient engines. And for all military members and first responders, get an extra $1,000 appreciation cash. That's Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now get 0 for 66 plus $3,300 cash back on F-150. Plus, eligible buyers get $1,000 appreciation cash. Only at your Quality Ford dealers.
Daring to step out as an entrepreneur is exciting and a little scary. Your dream is to serve your own customers, your community, and to create jobs that help support families. That is why it is so important to find a financial partner that will give you the support you need to keep doing what you do best.
Because at the end of the day, success means something different to everyone. And together, we can help you achieve yours.
First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
Before Joe Mykins ever sold their first car, they sold an idea. The idea that they're more than just a handshake and a set of keys. Joe Mykins helps hold up our community by donating to worthy causes, which drives all of us to bigger and better futures. Because it's not just about putting people on the road, it's about putting people first. That's why so many in our community are proud to say, that's my Mykins. Online at Mykins.com.
We believe when you're treated right, you feel welcome to be yourself. And we wouldn't have it any other way. So feel free to do what's lucky. At Isle of Capri Casino, feel free to feel free.
Drive away in a Volkswagen Beetle convertible during the Love Bug giveaway. Enter daily starting June 1st. On July 1st, one lucky player will win their choice of a new Volkswagen Beetle convertible or $20,000 cash. Only at Isle of Capri Casino Hotel Boonville.
Here's Tony from Ashland and his 2011 Chevy Silverado. He's taking it to Bob McCosh for service, and while he's in Columbia, he'll visit his son at MU and his doctor at Boone Hospital Center in a courtesy vehicle from Bob McCosh.
Courtesy vehicle? I don't get that kind of treatment from my dealer.
That's because Tony is a real FOB.
A what?
A friend of Bob. Every customer with the Bob McCosh nameplate on the back of his car is a friend of Bob. Courtesy vehicles for loyal customers. One more way that Bob McCosh makes the difference.
Welcome back. Angelina Jolie toured a refugee camp in Iraq today. The actress and activist met with families, calling attention to their difficult and dangerous situation.
She's a special envoy for the United Nations Refugee Agency. She walked to the camp with an agency staff member. The camp houses 33,000 Syrian refugees. The camp's population has only grown since opening its doors back in 2011. Jolie says the world is failing to properly invest in the Syrian refugee crisis. This year, the UN agency only received half of the funds it needed.
18 people lost their lives today during a suicide bombing in Afghanistan. The bomber targeted Taliban fighters, security forces, and civilians celebrating a holiday ceasefire. The bomb went off in a crowd of people as they were leaving. This comes just a day after yesterday's attack in the same city, which the government says killed at least 36 people and wounded 65 others. No one has claimed responsibility for the attacks. A driver is in custody today after a taxi in Moscow crashed into pedestrians on a sidewalk near Red Square yesterday. The taxi reportedly approached a stopped line of cars, then veered onto the sidewalk, striking pedestrians. The car then hit a traffic sign. The driver ran away, but eventually authorities caught up to him. 8 people were hurt. The agency that monitors Moscow's traffic safety told police the crash was not intentional.
A migrant rescue boat turned away by 2 countries arrived in Spain today, ending its long voyage. Officials greeted the migrants at the port of Valencia as they debarked. It swooped in to help over 600 travelers on board after Italy refused to let it dock. All 629 migrants will be granted entry for 45 days for humanitarian reasons.
And in moments like these, it is important, to have principled humanitarian action like Spain did in welcoming, people in need when others were rejecting them.
Spanish officials say the migrants will be able to apply for refugee status, which will be granted if they fulfill the requirements. Immigration will be a hot-button issue at the EU Leaders Summit next week. And after the break, Incredibles 2 doing incredibly well. We'll tell you just how much after this.
Plus, College World Series, World Cup, U.S. Open, Sports Extras, got it all. And Chris Gervino is here to tell you all about it.
The new 2 for $4 mix and match breakfast at Hardee's. Get any 2 of our breakfast favorites for just $4. You feeling Frisco and bacon, sausage and bacon, or bacon and bacon? Go hard at the Hardee's with the new 2 for $4 mix and match.
Get a 2018 Mustang at $3,000 cash back, plus $1,000 military first responders appreciation cash for eligible buyers. Only at your Quality Ford dealers.
Lawn care.
Irrigation.
At Atkins, we offer a lot more services than we did when we started in 1925.
Mowing.
Pest management.
But the down-home values we were founded on remain our company's focus.
Honesty. Front porch friendly.
Giving back to the community.
Exceeding expectations.
Just doing things the right way. That's why, even after all this time, people still say,
This phone is so slow.
Ryan, just get a different phone already.
Nah.
What, do you need a celebrity to convince you?
Couldn't hurt.
Hey, Ryan.
Aubrey Plaza?
Why don't you switch to the new LG G7 ThinQ?
I'm good.
What's it going to take for you to switch?
I don't know.
Seriously, Ryan, what do you need, a selfie?
Sure.
Hey, Google, take a selfie.
It can do that?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Get $300 off the LG G7 ThinQ through June 30th at US Cellular.
This is my Toyota Tacoma. The interior is a knockout. Dual zone climate control, available 4-inch display, standard GoPro windshield mount. Like, are you serious? Yeah, bro, I'm serious. And so's this truck. And for that, I give my Tacoma 5 serious faces.
Tested, trusted Toyota. Get $1,000 customer cash on a new 2018 Tacoma, or get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Crispy chicken, juicy 100% white meat chicken breast. Hot sauce, barrel-aged. Sourdough, toasted. Hungry? You're about to be thirsty. Hardee's new hot chicken sandwich. Bring your hunger to Hardee's.
Welcome back. It seems like everyone is going out to see this movie. Incredibles 2 is finally out after a 14-year hiatus and is doing very well, especially after its first weekend. The movie sold a record of $180 million in tickets. Just today at the Goodrich Forum 8 Theater in Columbia, the 12:20 showing completely sold out and long line for people waiting to get seats for the next available showing. You could say the movie is super popular.
And tomorrow we are going to see another very warm day. We're expecting temperatures to reach 95 degrees by the afternoon. It is going to feel like 100 with plenty of sunshine. The good news is that we do have a cool down on the way for next week, and we will see a couple days with more seasonal temperatures.
Well, weather was hot, but I hear so were sports.
Yeah, sports not so much. Cards and Royals both at home. Chris Trevino, what are you going to tell us?